the Student Recognition Program celebrates all of our outstanding students in our degree programs and the Student of the Year. These students were led down their path to success by staff, but also faculty. Can I ask all the faculty to please rise and be recognized? The program will transition from one school to the next, and we will begin the program. I'd like to ask Dr. Al Ball to come to the stage to present awards to the students in the Fisher School of Technology.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a pleasure it is to be here tonight. And the real pleasure is I get to go first. The School of Technology, because it starts with a T, normally gets to go last. I don't know how to act. I'm up here first tonight. But the real honor goes to our Students of the Year, and that's the pleasure that I have tonight, is to be able to tell you just a brief little bit about our Students of the Year. Being true technology students, they, like I, have very little to say. Kind of goes with the profession. We tend not. Well, you and I are a different subject. The president and I have very robust and interesting conversations frequently. So, but I think we both enjoy them, do we not? Good, I'm glad to hear that. At any rate, first I'd like to introduce Chris Reyes. Chris is the Student of the Year for the Computer Information Technology Bachelor's Program. Chris balances a career at Arthrex, family obligations, his educational pursuits with great success. His drive is to be successful within the classroom, has translated into a passion to learn new facets of technology that he can apply to advance his career. Chris is progressing toward the attainment of his computer information technology degree in an exemplary manner as he continues toward his goal of graduating this year. Tracy. Chris, come up and receive your award, please. Chris is one of those students who I really enjoy because he's always there and he's always good. And I forget about him. Being a dean, you tend to only hear about those that aren't always the best. So, and that's pretty much true of all of the students that we're going to recognize, or at least for the School of Technology, because I never hear about these students because they're just doing their thing, and their thing's always far above the mark for everything that they're asked to do. The next student we'll recognize tonight is Cale Kessinger. Kel is currently excelling in his computer networking degree program. From the beginning, he has understood the commitment that this education would take and the sacrifices he would have to make within his personal life in order to be successful as a student. Kel continues to master the art of time management as he flies toward his educational goal of obtaining a bachelor's degree. He also engages in a wide variety of activities. The interesting part about Cale, as I pulled up here this afternoon and I got here about 2.5 hours early, Cale pulled in right next to me. I said, Cale, you're a little bit early, aren't you? He says, oh, I've got homework to do. That, as all the students who are receiving awards in this room today know very well, is why you're here today. Cale, please come up and receive your award. The next student I get the pleasure of honoring this evening is Deanna Clary. Deanna is the Cybersecurity and Forensic Student of the Year this year. Deanna has found a passion for cybersecurity and forensic She consistently does well in all areas of her coursework as she balances her time between her education, family, and extracurricular activities. Deanna is quite active with volunteering within the community as well as being on the leadership of several clubs and organizations. She truly is a great example of what you can accomplish within the drive and passion. The interesting part about Deanna is she took part in a penetration certification exam test that we did with Arthrex last year. And Deanna was very clearly the most successful member of the team that took part in it. I'm still getting reports of some of the activities that she took part in to be a successful member, and I assure you that I will find her a very successful job when she completes her degree, because she's a very good penetration tester for a student. So, Deanna, please come up and receive your award. She said to me as she walked by, it was only for the Wi-Fi. Well, I happen to know about some of the other antics that she pulled while I was penetrating the Wi-Fi. So, well, we won't go any further into detail. She did a very, very good job because that was part of her job. So don't misunderstand me. The next person is Samuel Danforth. Samuel Williamson Danforth. Samuel came to Hodges after he had completed 5 years of service in the military. Like many of our veteran students, he had to find a balance between his personal and academic life. Once he found that balance, Samuel found great interest in software development. He continues to make great strides within his degree program as he works diligently toward his degree. Samuel, come up and receive your award, please. Professor Lanham tells me interesting. Professor Lanham has told me interesting stories about some of the code pieces that Samuel has submitted to her. We won't go into detail about some of those code pieces. They are all far and above anything that she has required her students to submit, which is, as you can understand, why it's here today. As we move on, before we move on, I'd like to recognize Neil Awadi Tran, who is unable to make it this evening. However, she is the Student of the Year for the Information Systems Management Program. She, like all of our other students, is a very highly successful and engaged student. So we will move on. We recognize our DDG, or Digital Design and Graphics Student of the Year, Mr. John Pedreza. John spends his days protecting our community. Those days are typically 12 to 14 hours and many times even more. After those long, demanding days, John finds time to not only complete his classwork, he also always raises the bar of all design portfolio pieces. He is both a true artisan and a powerful digital designer. John will be a future leader in our community. I have seen the work that John does, and to be perfectly honest, many times I have to ask Professor McElroy if it's his work or one of his students, and the answer is always, oh no, this is some of John's work. So that's the level that John raises the bar to. John is an incredible designer and artisan. John, please come up and accept your award. The next student we'll recognize this evening is the Fisher School of Technology Management Information Systems. Graduate of the year is Naldo Ash. Naldo was raised in the Bahamas and moved to the U.S. after high school. He started his academic career in Washington, D.C., and completed his undergraduate work at the Aeronautical Studies at Embry-Riddle in Daytona. He receives wonderful support for his academic and professional endeavors from his wife, Anita, who he runs a family business with, and their 4 children. After graduation, which he anticipates this summer, he aspires to be a Chief Information Officer. In addition to consistently producing exemplary work, Naldo can always be counted on to volunteer in an effort to help the community and support Hodges Initiative. We're proud to have Naldo as our Student of the Year in the graduate program. Naldo, please come accept your award.
Hi, everyone. Dr. Ball got excited and he forgot to introduce me. So, hi. I am Dr. Aisha Gul-Timur. I am Dr. Aisha Gul-Timur, and I am the Dean of the Johnson School of Business. Thank you for being here. We, the Johnson School of Business faculty, are grateful to have hardworking, diligent, and amazing students in our programs. On behalf of the Johnson School of Business, I am delighted to present the superstars of those who showed exemplary drive and commitment to academic excellence. Let's begin the celebration with the undergraduate students. The 2015 Student of the Year for the accounting program is Gayleen Gumbs. Gayleen, come forward to the stage. Gayleen was born in Trinidad and immigrated to the U.S. after graduating from high school. She's a first-generation college student, and through encouragement from her professors, she has worked to overcome the negativity and stress that she put on herself as a student. With her degree, Gayleen hopes to practice public accounting in Florida. She is the owner of Gayleen's Goodies, where she makes cakes and desserts from her home-based business. We have an entrepreneur. Her certificate of recognition will be presented by Dr. Miguel Rivera, chair of the accounting program. The 2015 Student of the Year for the Business Administration program is Robert Stevens. Robert, please come forward to the stage. Growing up in New York, Robert moved to Florida, where he graduated from Naples High School with a varsity letter in baseball and a drama scholarship. He works for Cable USA, where he is currently the plant manager. Robert has been married for 16 years and has 4 children. He enjoys spending time with family and friends in addition to playing baseball, softball, and golf. His certificate of recognition will be presented by Professor Anka Stuk, Vice Chair of the Business Administration Program. The 2015 Student of the Year for the Management Program is Quinn Bailey. Quinn, please come forward to the stage. Moving from, yes, he needs that, of course. Moving from Jamaica to Florida, Quinn enlisted in the U.S. Navy, where he served for 24 years, traveling the world and within the U.S. In 2014, he retired from the military and moved back to Florida with his wife and 2 children. Quinn, I would like to take a moment and thank you for your service. Quinn hopes to use his degree to obtain a position in a job that allows for improving the lives of others. Quinn is a business club member and enjoys his time volunteering and spending time with his family and friends. His certificate of recognition will be presented by Dr. Dee Badiato, Chair of the Management Program. Now it is my great pleasure to recognize the graduate students. The 2015 Student of the Year for the Master of Accountancy is Kirsten Windisch. Kirsten, please move forward to the stage. Originally from South Africa, Kirsten has lived in Florida for 16 years. Kirsten's career plans upon graduating is to pass the CPA exam by the end of 2016. Good luck with that. She has recently started a new position at a CPA firm where she's excited to be a part of and is striving to gain experience in the hopes of one day becoming a partner. Her certificate of recognition will be presented by Dr. Miguel Rivera, Chair of the Accounting Program. The 2015 Student of the Year for the Master of Science in Management is James Clark. James, please come forward to the stage. James served 21 years in the United States Marine Corps. He has traveled extensively and completed many deployments. James, I would like to take a moment and thank you for your service. James is seeking a new job within the United States government that will allow him to use his new skills. He's a volunteer cop master with PAC 443 and enjoys spending time with his son. His certificate of recognition will be presented by Dr. Dee Badiato, Chair of the Management Program. The 2015 Student of the Year for the Master of Business Administration is Jennifer Ferreira. Jennifer, please come forward to the stage. Jennifer hopes to enter the world of corporate retail and work for a Fortune 500 company. With her gained knowledge and skills, she would like to develop and lead employees as a manager. Having a husband and 2 children, she has learned the value of prioritizing, time management, and delegation to find a balance between school and family. Her certificate of recognition will be presented by Professor Anka Stug, Vice Chair of the Business Administration Program. The 2015 Student of the Year for the Master of Public Administration is Andrea Miller. Andrea, please come forward to the stage. Andrea's career goal is to be an advocate for solutions and advancements in public policies and programs, as well as providing effective and efficient delivery of public services. She hopes to become a principled leader, mentor, problem solver, and well-respected collaborator. Prioritizing and developing a time management plan provided help in balancing her full-time job and family life. Finally, her certificate of recognition will be presented by Professor Anka Stug, Vice Chair of the Business Administration Program. And let's give them one more round of applause. Superstars of Justice School. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Mary Nussi, the Dean of the Nichols School of Professional Studies.
Thank you, Ashigal. It is my pleasure to be here with such an excellent group of students. As Dr. Timur mentioned, this is a night of excellence, and one is not more excellent than the other. In our Nichols School of Professional Studies, we have some outstanding students as well. For our 2015 Student of the Year from Applied Psychology is Melissa Baker. Melissa, would you like to come up, please? Melissa is a full-time applied psychology student with a 3.2 GPA. One of her strongest traits is that she has never given up her academic goals. For example, she had a baby on November 28th, and shortly thereafter, she registered for the winter term of 2016. Nothing was going to keep her at home. She was born in France and adopted as an infant. She moved to the United States when she was 12. This was a difficult time for her, and she said she struggled to feel like she belonged. She stated in an essay that she disappointed her parents by not completing her college education earlier in life. She has continued her education since starting at Hodges. Her desire to pursue a career in the field of psychology so she can help others. Her commitment to her courses is exhibited by her perfect attendance, even throughout her pregnancy. The motivation and persistence Melissa exhibited during the obstacles she has faced thus far in her life have amounted to something, and so will her career in the field of psychology. Please join me in congratulating Melissa Barker. And presenting her award of recognition is Dr. Amber Pope, Program Chair of Clinical Mental Health Counseling. Our Student of the Year from Interdisciplinary Studies is Mr. Keith Williams. Keith, would you come up, please? Keith returned to school as a promise to his mother and a commitment to his children. Keith grew up in the Dunbar area of Fort Myers and faced poverty and crime every day. He had a strong mother who inspired him to be more than a criminal and make his own path. He did just that. He moved out of the community with his young family and worked as hard as he could to both provide for his children and ensure that they grew up in a better environment than he did. Keith coaches for his children's athletics and mentors many young youth, a role he has had for many years. He is determined to touch the lives of as many young underprivileged youth as he can and show them they at least have choices. Keith aspires to be a teacher and to work in underprivileged schools where he feels he is called to give back. He takes his work very seriously, and he is never late and never misses an assignment. Keith is a leader in class discussions and uses them as an opportunity to strengthen the course while supporting his peers. He readily will share how his assignments are enhancing his life and preparing him for a better future. Keith had originally been quite anxious to return to school, but he turned that energy around and uses it to pursue his goals and inspire his peers, fellow students, children, and everyone he meets. Keith has an incredible amount of integrity and determination, and the award of IDS Student of the Year is well deserved. Presenting his award is Dr. Dan Ponser, the Chair of Criminal Justice. Our Student of the Year from Legal Studies is Anna Jordan. Anna, would you come up, please? Anna is an avid tennis player and can always be found on the court when she's not at work or at school. Her role as a wife and mother of 3 children had been her primary focus for almost the past 3 decades, all the while working as a legal assistant. She then decided to focus on the next chapter of her life and entered Hodges with the hopes of entering law school after graduation. Her professors all agreed that she would make a great lawyer. She has the drive, persistence, and dedication to succeed in anything that she puts her mind to. She is a student that all professors want to have. Always asking questions, challenging the materials, supporting her classmates, yearning to learn more, and keeping all of her professors on their toes. In her own words on an online discussion board, sums up why she is the Legal Studies Student of the Year. She says, "I've learned from my time here at Hodges that I can make a difference in this world. I plan to do just that, one step at a time. All of us at Hodges think she will." Presenting her award is Dr. Dan Ponser, Program Chair of our Criminal Justice Program. Our Student of the Year for Criminal Justice is Ms. Taylor Murray. Taylor, would you come up, please? Taylor was selected as Criminal Justice Student of the Year in recognition of her academic excellence and high potential for professional success. Taylor has a 4.0 GPA and demonstrates graduate student level writing ability even though she is at the associate level of study. Taylor goes above and beyond the expectations on her assignments and is a leader in the classroom. She consistently receives compliments from other students in her classes about the essays that she shares with them, and this inspires everyone to perform better. Taylor will be successful regardless of the profession she chooses to pursue. She wants to work in corrections and hopes to become a police officer and eventually work with the K-9 unit. It also so happens that she has a twin sister studying in the paralegal program here at Hodges. So there might be some collaboration there. When Taylor has free time in between her job as a title processing assistant and school, she likes to play guitar and listen to music. Congratulations, Taylor, for being our Criminal Justice Student of the Year. And presenting the award is Dr. Dan Ponser, our Program Chair of Criminal Justice. Our 2015 Student of the Year for the Clinical Mental Health Counseling Graduate Program is Lourdes Araujo. Did I say that right? Oh, good. Lourdes is not only an incredible student and coworker and counselor, but she is also an amazing mother, daughter, and friend. She is the type of person who gives 110% to each role she has, going above and beyond what is asked or expected of her at every turn. Her journey has not been an easy one, and she has worked tirelessly to raise her son while giving him a strong female role model that demonstrated strength, perseverance, and an ability to find all the joy possible in life. Prior to beginning her master's degree, Lourdes earned her bachelor's degree in management here at Hodges in 2001. She also worked in the human services field as a victim advocate, in the court systems, and in multiple other human services agencies, at all times providing the best service to the people who she was working with. Since joining the Hodges Clinical Mental Health Program in 2013, Lourdes has continually impressed her professors with her research and writing ability. However, most importantly, Lourdes has demonstrated strong counseling and advocacy skills, pushing to develop new programs at her internship site to provide services for children of abused mothers, spearheading the development of a graduate student committee for our Regional Counseling Association, and most recently building new programs and services with the National Alliance for Mental Health and Imagine Children's Health Center. Her innovation, caring, commitment, and skills is what makes Lourdes the Student of the Year from the Masters in Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program. And to present her award is Dr. Amber Pope, the Program Chair of the Masters in Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Bill Grizz, the Dean of the School of Allied Health.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. You know, several of our speakers have referenced what a wonderful celebration this is, and it really is. Between this and graduation, which we will see you all at, right? These are the two happiest celebrations I think we have here at Hodges University. And the students that we are recognizing tonight are just outstanding, outstanding students. So to begin with, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Biomedical Sciences Student of the Year, Michael Calderon. Michael, come on up. The BMS faculty have nominated Michael as the BMS Student of the Year. Michael will be finishing his degree in the summer of 2016 and currently has a very high GPA with strong A's in all of the science courses, and that is not easy to do. With his degree, he hopes to go on to medical school and specialize in anesthesiology or pathology. He is, of course, a very hard worker and diligent student. He is always quite helpful to other students and often tutors other students as well. To help present the award will be Dr. Curtis Chapman, who is chair of the Biomedical Sciences program. So please join me in congratulating Michael Calderon as the Biomedical Sciences Student of the Year. Jessica Marone is the Health Information Management Student of the Year. Come on, Jessica. Scheduled to graduate in the fall, Jessica is studying in the Health Information Management program in pursuit of an Associate in Science degree. She hopes to become an HIM clerk with a medical company and eventually earn a Bachelor of Science degree. In deciding to attend Hodges, Jessica considered her professors, friends, and family to be excellent role models, supporting and encouraging her through the process. Her favorite class has been medical terminology, and although the class was challenging, she admits that it was very interesting. Presenting the award to Jessica is Professor Linda Kautz, chair of the Health Information Management program. Please join me in congratulating Jessica. Ashley Bittler is our Medical Assisting Student of the Year. Ashley, come on up. Ashley is a wonderful, mature 22-year-old who was an engaged learner throughout her time at Hodges. She currently has a very high GPA and has been a dedicated student. She would be the first to complete her classwork and first to volunteer to help others. She never minded being the patient for different medical competencies. Oh, I don't know about that one. She was a ringleader for a class project where the MA students cooked dinner for families at the Ronald McDonald House in Fort Myers. And in completing her internship this semester, she has soared. Ashley, during her internship, was hired part-time to work at her site, so not to interfere with her internship. But once her internship is complete, she will go to full-time at her internship site. Her site manager had nothing but good things to say about her and her skills, and Ashley has a bright future ahead. Helping to present the award is Professor Jean Von Olsen, chair of the Medical Assisting Program. I know. She's almost here. Okay. Okay, I got, can I dance and, okay, what do I do? Okay, I know. We have a physical therapy assistant, student of the year, still on her way from Miami. And, just about, almost. We do have two other awards, though, Students of the Year, from our Health Services Administration program and our Master of Science in Health Services Administration. Let me just read you a little bit about them, and then let me say a few words about that program. Amanda Lynn Leone is the Health Services Administration Student of the Year. She graduated this past fall. Her passion involves working with the elderly, and she hopes to become an executive director of a long-term care facility. She is a U.S. Navy veteran, mother and wife of an active duty Navy sailor. She's always wanted to work in healthcare, and when deciding to join the military, she discovered her skills and talents, which led to her goal of working in Health Services Administration. During her time at Hodges, Amanda realized how important research would be and began refining her skills. Now, I'm going to put her aside for one moment, and let me go on to our Master of Science, okay? Valerie Haig. Valerie is studying for a Master of Science in Health Services Administration, career goal to obtain employment in therapy management. She currently resides in Wheeling, Illinois. That's why they're not here. Okay, but she is an occupational therapist in outpatient therapy for an area hospital, and she specializes in treating patients with hand trauma and hand surgery. Her biggest challenge as a student has been overcoming all of the new technology used in learning, such as Blackboard, and taking online tests. Now, Valerie and Amanda were not able to be here. They are true online students. Okay, Valerie lives in Illinois, and Amanda is in Washington State? Is it Montana? Somewhere, a long ways away. All right, so this is the true touch of online learning. You can be anywhere and still be a student of the year. We are so proud of these two students. Please give them a hand. Okay. So, let me tell you about growing up in Detroit. Okay? No, you know what, really, I'm going to take 2 minutes. I'll tell you a quick little story. I told it the other day, and I probably shouldn't tell it again, but I'm trying to work Lauren into getting here from Miami. I did grow up in Detroit, and my high school counselor refused to give me a recommendation for college. So I decided to go to a little community college near my home. It's called Macomb Community College. Now, this is a time, I'm growing up in Detroit, Auto City, right? Okay. I had a hot car, and most of what I was interested in was racing up and down 8 Mile and Woodward. So in probably 2 years of attending Macomb Community College, I amassed maybe 6 credits at about a 1.2 GPA, and I proved my counselor right. So at that time, we were still in the draft situation, okay? And so I lost my student deferment, got drafted, and went in the Army, and served for a couple of years and came out and decided, you know, I really don't want to go to work for Chrysler Corporation, and I don't have any skills, and I think I'm probably pretty smart. So I applied to Michigan State University and didn't even tell them about my other stuff. Just said I'm a brand new student, and they said, oh, you're a veteran, come on in. Veterans were treated well even back then. And they're not treated that well today, but where I spent the rest of my educational career at Michigan State University. I was there for 14 years and ended up with a PhD from them, which I happily accepted and which has brought me to where I am today, happily. Now, Lauren Alba.
She's still 20 minutes out, so go ahead.
Okay. Lauren has demonstrated her determination to complete her PTA degree, not only excelling in her courses and her clinical work, but also traveling. Now, here's the deal. traveling to Naples campus every day from Miami. For a year. Every day. The PTA program meets every day. Every day from Miami. All day, every day. Okay, so you can always count on Lauren to be in class with a smile on her face and eager to learn. In every class, she continually strived to do her best. Her fellow classmates looked up to her knowledge and initiation. Lauren gained the respect and trust of her clinical instructors by excelling in her competencies in the PTA field. A true inspiration. Lauren will make an excellent PTA and be a valuable asset to the physical therapy profession. Please join me in absentia of congratulating Lauren Alba as Physical Therapist Assistant Student of the Year, and Dr. Cynthia Vaccarino will present her award to her when she gets here. Okay? Thank you. I would like to introduce now Dr. Marcia Turner, who is our Dean of Students, who will present the award for the Hodges University Student of the Year. Dr. Turner.
We will be sure to take care of Lauren when she gets here, make her trip worthwhile. We'll likely all still be here. So it is my great pleasure. I'm Dr. Marcia Turner, the Dean of Students, and I have the honor for the past 13 years for this drum roll position. This is one of my most exciting days of the year. And in the back of your program, you see the overall Students of the Year. This is our 19th year of recognizing students and their accomplishments. And the Student of the Year comes from those students that are nominated as Students of the Month. We have 12 months, 12 students from all across the university that are nominated by their peers and/or faculty members and staff members. And then the Student Services Committee is the overall selection committee for the Student of the Year. We do have some of our members here in attendance on this list, and I asked them to stand. They're still here. No, okay, so June was John Pedraza, and July, Lisa Perry, and November, Brianna Burkett. And you see the other names as well. Congratulations. So our Student of the Year for 2015 is Miss Lisa Perry. And it's my great pleasure to share some information about Lisa. Hodges University is known for providing transformational learning opportunities to adult students. And Lisa is a perfect example of a student who has embraced everything the university has to offer. After raising her daughter, Lisa decided it was her time to obtain a degree and embark on a new career. In her entrance essay, she told us that I'm very excited about receiving my education from Hodges because I know it will mean a better life for me. When I first moved to Florida from California almost 3 years ago, that was a few years ago, I was very dismayed to find out how much lower the average salary is here as opposed to the San Francisco Bay Area. I knew it was time for me to make a career change with which is at 43 years old, it did not sound like an appealing option. After pondering upon doing so for quite some time, I finally began my research and found Hodges University. After meeting with the admissions coordinator, I started to get very excited about my future. I know that the next couple of years will be a huge commitment of time, energy, and money, but it's something I'm completely prepared to commit to. I know that these next 2 years or so will pass regardless of whether I go to school or not, so I'd rather make that time count. After graduating, I can look forward to beginning a rewarding career
while making a decent salary. So now Lisa is, after working in real estate, Lisa is now studying to become a physical therapist assistant with a goal of helping to improve the lives of geriatric patients. I first met Lisa back in September of 2014 when my staff and I go and visit the Foundations for College Success. And this young lady had lots of questions for us. And when we stepped out of the room, I said to Judy Fox, our student development coordinator, I said, we need to get that lady involved. She wants to be doing some things here. And then her professor, A.J. Fielding, also encouraged her to get involved as he was her instructor in CAP 1000. And he is also the advisor of our Naples ambassadors, and he is who nominated Lisa for Student of the Month. So thank you, Professor Fielding, and for Lisa being here. Then, so now, sorry, so excited. This is as much of me as it is to all of you. The Physical Therapist Assistant Program is a full-time intensive program, as you just heard, but Lisa has excelled in her classes. In addition, she finds time to volunteer for Hodges University Community Service projects and she worked as a work study in the Student Development Office. So we did really get her entrenched. Lisa is a true representative of the highest principles of the university and has demonstrated prominent leadership, scholarship, and institutional service. She is truly deserving of receiving the Student of the Year award. Lisa, please come up and receive this award.
I wrote a speech. It's short, though. Good evening, Dr. Brodsky, Hodges University faculty and staff, family and friends who are here to celebrate. Thank you so much. I am truly grateful for this award. Once upon a time, I hated school. Growing up, I was the shy, skinny, freckle-faced redhead who was always picked on, but I was too timid to stick up for myself. In middle school, the bullying became relentless. That made me really hate school, and my grades suffered because of it. By the time I was in high school, I realized how easy it was to cut classes and not get caught. So I did that, a lot. When I was 16, one of my teachers told me that I could take a high school diploma equivalency exam and then I'd be done with school once and for all. So I did just that. I was 16, so I began working various office jobs, eventually working my way up to sales representative positions in Silicon Valley. Years later, in 2003, I received my California real estate license and worked in that field until moving to Naples. Throughout my life, I always felt a void for not having gone to college. I had my daughter Jillian just before I turned 21. At that point, starting a college education was out of the question. It was something I thought about doing for years, but as a single mom, I was too busy raising my daughter and working. I figured it was probably something I would never be able to do. After the move to Naples, I decided the time was right. My daughter was grown and living in California. I was in a position where I felt if I was going to do it, now was going to be the time. So I did some research, found Hodges, did some more research, and realized what a fantastic school this is, and I enrolled. I also jumped into the college experience with both feet. I became involved in clubs and activities and made a lot of friends along the journey. I'm happy to report that I have not been bullied here, and my grades have significantly improved. My time at Hodges has been absolutely wonderful, and I'm truly grateful to so many people. I would like to thank every one of my amazing professors, Dr. Gomez, Professor Labachova, Professor Fielding, Dr. Clifton, Dr. Smith, Dr. Boozer, Professor Suey, Dr. Schlossman, Professor Lin, Dr. Dickman, and Dr. Vaccarino. I'd like to give a special thank you to my English professor, Dr. Gomez, for helping me organize my comments here tonight. I'd also like to thank Dr. Marcia Turner for all of her support and friendship, and Dr. Borofsky for doing such an outstanding job as our interim president. I'd like to thank my friends and neighbors, Doug and Erin Risher, for being here with me tonight. And thank you to Brianna Burkett for being such a good friend to me this past year. And I'm glad that you're my partner in crime in the PTA program. And thank you to my fellow classmates for being here tonight. It means a lot to me. I'd also like to thank my fellow ambassadors for all of the support and friendship you've given me. You guys are just awesome. Most importantly, I need to thank my life partner, Mr. Rob Platt. We've known each other for almost 30 years. We've been a couple for 16 years, and I've been engaged for 4 years. I know. So we've talked about possibly getting married after I graduate, but we're a little hesitant because I don't want anybody to accuse us of rushing into anything. Rob has a Juris Doctorate and a master's degree, so he understands and appreciates my desire for a college education. I could not have done this without his complete support. Fellow Hodges students, I stand before you both humble and grateful. Yes, doing life, work, and school is challenging, sometimes difficult, but it can be done. I was that awkward young girl who hated school, and now here I am. Enrolling here has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. Hodges University has enriched my life in ways I never thought possible. Again, thank you all. I am truly grateful for this honor.
What a great night. I love orientation when they first get here, and we get them started, and then at the end to see the awards tonight and the accomplishments and all the successes. It's truly a inspirational evening, and one that I cherish every year and keep adding to those memories.